everyone, welcome back to my kitchen, Cooking with Carol Diane. Wonderful fall afternoon. I have been gone, I've been a little busy, that I had to teach my class, met some wonderful people, and a couple that weren't so wonderful. I think we're all going to have that in a group of people. But I'm back in my kitchen and I want to do something nice for a neighbor that has moved in 2 doors down from me. So I'm going to make what's called Danish butter cookies. They're the cookies that, and they taste so good. They're really good. They really are. And so simple recipe. They're the cookies that are round in size, and you find them in those tins at Christmas time, usually at the holiday and Christmas time. And they're quite expensive, but they're made with butter, real butter. So I went to the store this morning and got my heart attack right off the bat. I've been noticing that the food increase is going up, yes, but I didn't think it would be this bad, but it is on everything. So on the TV the other day, I think that was on the Today Show, where they have people that kind of do these analyzing things of what's going to be expensive, what isn't for the holiday time. And one of them is butter. So here's the butter, the block butter that I buy. It comes like this, and this is just a Kroger brand that I've bought for a long, long time. Then I picked up some Land O'Lakes. Now, guess which one was more money, the brand name or the off-brand? The off-brand, the Kroger brand. 1 penny short of being $5 for a box of butter. Now, really, people. That's going up for the holiday season, and they said wood cutting boards. I don't know why. The trees in the forest. I don't know why. It's a trickling effect on down to everything. But really, $5 for some butter, that kind of got me today. It really did. But I'm still going to go ahead and make my cookies because I want to give them to my neighbor and welcome them to the neighborhood. That's just what I do. So you're going to need a mixer of some kind, whether it's a hand mixer or your tabletop mixer. You're going to need the whip instead of the beater blade. So get your whip blade out. That you're going to need. So take your butter. You're only going to need a half of the stick. Well, a half a cup, which is 1 full stick, sorry. 1 full stick, and mine definitely is at room temperature. It's not melted or anything, but it's definitely room temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in, the whole thing. Yummy, yummy, just like gold, eating gold, huh? Those prices, I think it is. I really, truly think it is. Okay, and then we're going to add to this, we're going to add, this one is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And yes, I'm using my Madagascar because I want these to be yummy. So go ahead with a full teaspoon of that in there. And then we're going to take some powdered sugar. Now we're going to sift the powdered sugar before we ever put it down in here. And you are going to need a half a cup of powdered sugar. So take that and put in whatever kind of sifter you have. Of course, you know me that I have all kinds of different vintage sifters for things, but I'm just going to take this today to show you that we're going to sift the flour very, very fine. Very fine. And if you want to do it more than once, 2 or even 3 times at sifting your powdered sugar, go right ahead and do it. Right ahead. There we go. Now we just have a few little balls down there, and I'm not too worried about the balls. Kind of break them up just a little bit, and that's why we sift. Get all that out of there. Okay, so we're going to put this in the mixer. Stick that in there. All down in there good. And then you're going to turn on your mixer, and you're going to let this beat. Raise it up, turn it on, and let this beat for 5 to almost 8 minutes. I'm going to let mine go a good 8 minutes. after the 8 minutes, because that's quite a little while. I mean, I could certainly sit here and talk the whole time, but the sound of the mixer, you won't want to hear that. So I'm going to let it beat for 8 minutes, and then I'll pop back on to show you the next step. Okay, I'm back. I went the full 8 minutes of doing this as far as whipping. That's what I wanted, was it to be whipped. Now I'm going to take it out of my mixer. I'm going to set my mixer. Try to set it over here out of the way a little bit, because I don't need that right now anymore. Anymore. It is nice and fluffy, just as if you were doing a meringue or a nice frosting. Let me set this in the sink. Okay, you can scrape it from the sides of the bowl. Make sure everything is nice, but really, this is what it looks like right there. Now we're going to take a full cup of flour, but again, we're going to sift the flour, very important. So sift that flour, all nice. There we go, that wasn't too hard, was it? Set this out of the way. And you want to put this in, you're going to fold it in, but you want to put it in just a little bit at a time, and I think I can get here my little, I'm just going to use, I kind of want you to use 1/3 of a cup on this recipe. I'm just going to take the smallest one, my 4th here. And I'm going to put a 4th in, and then I'm just going to kind of fold that. Fold that. See, it's just mixing. Mixing. Take some more. Fold that in. You're going to need your oven, because you have to bake these. These are cookies. You're going to need that at 325 degrees. 325. Get you a cookie sheet out. Put some parchment paper on the cookie sheet. And you will need a piping bag. Piping bag are the plastic bags for frosting when you're frosting a cake. You need one of those. No biggie. No biggie. You can do this without a piping bag, but to have it come out nice, have it come out real nice, you might want to do that. Might want to have that. Now I'm also going to grab real fast, just in case I can't have this get too dry on me. So I'm going to grab just a little bit of milk. I apologize that I didn't have that set out. Grab that little bit of milk. Because if it's too dry, which now it looks like this and pretty crumbly down in here, you can see that, really crumbly looking. So I'm going to add just a little bit of milk. Not much, just enough to stick it all together, because that's what I want. And that helped. That helped a lot. I'll add just a drop more. Okay. Just to get that on the very, very bottom. Okay, now what I'm going to do, here's my cookie sheet with a nice parchment paper. I buy these in the little sheets that come in a box. And they just work so wonderful. They really do. I really like them. Now I'm going to take some saran wrap. This is what the recipe calls for, but you don't have to. You can put it straight in your piping bag if you want. Here's the little piping bag. And I've taken a number 1M, M as in Molly, because it is the star of the little tip, and that's what I'm after, is that. Okay. This recipe, the dough part, is great that if you don't have time to do them right away, you can put this in the refrigerator or freezer, but the refrigerator, and keep it in there for quite a while until you are ready. Set that aside. Set that aside. Now you just want to roll it up like a big log. Big log. I'm going to see if this works, because I've never done this method of it. Usually, like I said, I would just go ahead and put it in my piping bag. And I always like to have, goodness, Diane, could you be more not organized? I had to go on a couple of errands today. I really did. And I'm telling you, that grocery store got me. It just really got me how much everything was. Okay, so now take a pair of scissors and just cut off that end of this, and we'll see how this works. It might go just fine. I don't know. I don't know. But the idea is to get all of the dough down in the piping bag, nice and even. Don't know about that. First time for everything, isn't there? There we go. There we go. Okay, it didn't do too bad. Didn't do too bad. I want to get every little drop of it. Okay, so now keep pushing that down into your bag down here, down to the tip, all the way down to that tip. Because that's where we need to go with it. All the way down there. And this is again where you want to add, should add just probably a little bit more of the milk. I don't know. It's almost like a cookie press, what it's going to be doing. I'm try real hard to get it to the round part of a cookie. These will be kind of small for this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to take mine out and add just a little bit more milk. But that is the gist of it right there. And then you would take some sugar, just regular household sugar. And you add that on top. It's just a dusting sprinkling of the little sugar. You're going to put this in the 300-degree oven, whole bunch of them, for a good 15 minutes. And then I'll be back to show you after I fill this whole tray and I have them all baked. And now what I am going to do next, because the mom's getting kind of one style of it and the kids are going to get a little different. So I'll be right back. When all else fails, you try and try again. Add just a little bit more of the milk. And now it's working like a charm. So I wanted to pop back on and show you. Give it just a little bit of a help, no biggie. So you definitely have to give it just a little helping hand of having the moisture of the milk. And that's all right. It's all right. If you don't want to do this method, say you don't have the little star tip or a piping bag of any kind, then go ahead and just put them on your cookie sheet, roll them out into a little ball, and then take a fork, and you can go either crisscross with your little fork and make a little design on it, however you want to do it. But the style of these Danish butter cookies is to have them that they are round like this. Round, round, round. And I think my neighbor, they've been really busy fixing up this house. And it actually is a rental. And I mean, they started from the inside, completely gutted the place, and started all over, everything brand new roof of shingles, everything, siding. They did a stucco siding to it, and all new windows, of course, all new flooring, all new appliances, everything in this house to have it as a rental. So the people are very excited, and I don't know if they have 3 or 4 children. I don't really know. But I thought this would be a nice little welcome to the neighborhood type thing. I just do. I just think they'll like it. And again, sprinkle the sugar on the top. If I had some sanding sugar, which I can't find in my kitchen right now, I know I have some, but I don't know where it is. It's buried somewhere, hidden behind something. Just don't see it. Which is fine. I'll just use the sugar of regular household sugar. Okay, and again, I'm going to stick that in my oven over here for 15 minutes. That may vary from your oven to mine, but I'm going to go ahead and start it at 15, and I am going to watch mine carefully, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back on, folks. Now comes the fun part. Now you can have them just like this, really, truly. These are good little cookies, just having them just like this. But I'm going to jazz them up because I know there's kids involved. So I'm going to take some of the white melting chocolate, which is this. I get this at Sam's Club. You can find it most everywhere, but I like the larger bags of it because they make nice things with it. Put it in your microwave at 30-second intervals so that it comes out nice and creamy like this. Okay? Just keep working it until you get all of those, the little lumps out of it. You don't want the little lumps. Okay? And then I went and I found, and it doesn't matter on the sprinkles either, whatever you find for fall. Find some little sprinkles, whether it's in those little shakers or whatever. But I found these, and they have little leaves in them and all kinds of little things, so I kind of like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cookie, and I'm going to dip half of it, just kind of spread and dip half of it in this nice chocolate. Make sure the back's all coated well. And then, of course, dunk it in the little sprinkles. Isn't that going to be festive? I think so. I think they'll like that. All little kids do. All little kids like things like this. Good helping of it. You know, that's why I kind of put a lot more of the little melting chocolates in here. You want a good amount. Stick it in there. And then what I'm going to do, that's just the cookie part right here. You can see that. But then I'm going to take, and how I'm going to deliver them are going to be in these little bags. Now you're going to say, now Diane, what is that and how do you make them? So they are very simple to make. They really are. So let's just take one right here. Because I'm going to make a bunch of these little guys to hold my cookies. See what that looks like? With a little pumpkin on it. Okay, so how to make them? The plastic dinner plates of the paper plates. Not the ones that are styrofoam. Just get the ones that are paper. Take a paper plate, and on the paper plate, you're going to have the little round part that looks like a little plate in there. Just take your scissors and go just to that line, and I don't know, probably a good, that's probably 2 inches, just to the line. Then go on the other side and do the same thing, kind of eyeball it and get it just to that line. Then what I like to do is I folded mine so that it would have the crease. You can see that if you fold it, let's fold it, kind of gets that crease right there. And then bring it back up, Now you can take either Scotch tape if you have heavy tape. My tape is the last thing that I spend a lot of money on, really. So take this and fold it in, then fold these over and over. Take your stapler and come right down in here and staple them together. One end, and here is your second one, like so. How easy is that? Now you have made a nice little thing to set them in, but we're not done yet. When am I ever done with something? So go get you some fall. You'll find these everywhere. Walmart will have them. Some just fall paper doilies. That's what you need. And the doily is going to sit down in here. So here's my one that I had. Right here. Right here. The doily is just going to sit right down in here. You can leave a little over the lap at the front to kind of show the design of the doily. It's always pretty. The most important thing is to take whatever you have as far as ribbons. So I have a little bag of assorted ribbons in here, but I couldn't find the one I really wanted. So I had this one, which is a fall harvest gold color. Okay, so we're going to take this, just take a good amount off of it, and you wrap that around your little box, your little carrying box for your cookies. Your cookies are going to sit in here. Make a little bow. I liked using the more of that kind of a fabric one than these other ones. It just seemed to work a lot better for me. But I did do one, and I don't have a lot of that black, so I'm going to have to do this with this gold ribbon. It's not real easy to work with, not like the other, but it's all right. Whatever ribbon you have. And that one I'm just going to kind of tuck right down in there. It's all right if that falls out. Don't worry about that just yet. Then I had a bag of pumpkins. Little plastic pumpkins, no big deal. And a hot glue gun. Yes. Take the hot glue gun. And I'm going to put just a drop, not much, and put my pumpkin up here. Okay, so that part you have like that. Now, stick this back in. Then I took, because I do want the cookies kind of fresh in here. I mean, I'm sure they're going to get gobbled up right away. Take some wax paper, just a little bit of it, not much. And you're going to stick that down in here because you don't want that frosting to stick to the that paper doily. You really don't. And there's my little bag on that. You can get very creative and write Happy Fall on here would be another, which I might still do that. So I'll set that aside and I'll get this one out right here. And again, I'm just going to take this and then I'm going to start filling it up with these cookies inside of here. There's going to be a bunch. Maybe I'm going to go, every other one in here, whatever I want to do to show. And you can put the cookies this way to show on the top. Would be very festive too. Okay? What do they look like that? And they're all going to be in this little bag so that when the kids, in fact, I'll put some of these down here to show. So when the kids look at this, oh my gosh, they have their own individual little thing of their cookies. That's going to be their little fall treat and a welcome to the neighborhood idea. Now this I still have my other batch in here. which I do need to check right quick. It says it has 2 minutes. Yeah. My oven went I went 2 minutes over. So 17 minutes, because it's 15 minutes to cook it, depending on your oven, at 300 degrees. But I did mine 2 minutes over that to get them not real brown, but brown on the bottom. That's what I was after. And I think they'll like it, don't you? I think for their kind of a housewarming, and like I said, welcome to the neighborhood. I think the kids will enjoy this, and I know I will. So if you want to make a double batch, that's great too. But between 21 and 24 cookies is what these Danish butter cookies are going to be. I hope you're having a grand afternoon. I am. Like I said, I'm back in my kitchen, my little comfort zone that I'm going to start making a lot of fall recipes. I really am. But this is my Danish cookie, butter cookie today for you. Go try it. It's not that hard to do. From my kitchen to yours, I'll catch you next time on Cooking with Carol Diane. Bye-bye now.